This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Welcome back to another podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful week. We are in the final day of November. We are entering the last month of this year. And I want to talk about this transition between the 9-year and what we're going into the 1 year in January and what this might look like for you. Let's recap a little bit. We are at the end of 2025. This energy feels like closing. We are leaving old paradigms behind. In numerology, the 9 is always the end of a cycle. It's the clearing, the release, the deep exhale before the next chapter. The 9-year brings completion, emotional release, life review, forgiveness, letting go of anything that weighs you down. The whole purpose is to clear that space so that you can step into the next year's cycle, which will be lighter, wiser, more aligned into who you are becoming. We're in the early energy of the 1 year because there's an overlap. It's not always a hard, fast stop and then a start. There's an overlap, and we're in that overlap right now. The 1 year is the start of a brand new cycle that brings new beginnings, fresh direction, courage, self-definition, that spark to begin again. One chapter is closing, one is starting to stir. There's a natural handoff between cycles, the release of the 9-year and the initiation of the 1. You might have been feeling this peak, as I have, building up. And that's when there's emotional wave, sudden endings, or a sudden urge where you say to yourself, I can't do this anymore, and you make a shift. That could be decluttering relationships, closets, spaces, beliefs, schedules, digital spaces. And you also might feel yourself done. You know that you've outgrown this habit or this relationship, and you don't feel resentful. You just know you are complete. You might feel sensitive, nostalgic, doing a life review, reflective. This is life's way of pulling up the last few years and saying, are you finished with this? We're ready for something new. Now, I want to talk about the boundary tests that have been coming up for me personally. I get a double dose of whatever the collective gets because I have a master number. We're in a 9-year collectively. I'm also in a 9-year personally. So for me, this has been really interesting. I had a couple of things, and this has all been in the last few weeks. So there is almost like a crescendo. Are you going to do this? We're done with this. There's been a pattern in my life where even if something is uncomfortable, I'm very much a person of my word. I will try to overlook it and override my feelings when I don't think it's a big deal. Now, if it's a big deal, okay, but there is a pattern of mine where it isn't worth my energy, so I let things slide. The last few weeks, my soul is saying, no, not doing that anymore. I'm on this journey just like you are. I had a house guest that was overstaying their welcome, too comfortable, inappropriate, pushing my boundaries. I had to change my mind. Even if I agree that you could stay longer, I'm changing my mind because my soul is saying no. I have been in a season of listening to the whispers of my soul about how to take better care of myself. Part of that is protecting my space, my boundaries, but not in a rude way, in a kind, assertive way. I give so much to everyone else, my time, my healing abilities, my presence, and I rarely apply that to myself. My guidance was start giving that to yourself. There was a spa that opened up here recently, and it had all these wonderful reviews. So I thought, okay, one of the ways that I can give back to myself and nurture my body, my physical body. You all know I push my body. I'm disciplined in the gym. I've actually been doing cryo again, which is helping tremendously. I'm doing all kinds of things with my physical body. I can talk about that another time. So I decided to book myself a head spa treatment. The day that I'm scheduled, the owner calls and asked if I could come an hour later. Sure, no problem. I can come an hour later, but I do have somewhere to go. I will need it to be a hard start and stop because I have to be somewhere across town. Sure, no problem. They asked me to show up 10 minutes early. I do. They're running 10 minutes late. Now I'm starting to get a little bit irritated, but I'm still going to have time. No worries. So we get back to the head spa area, and the room that she took me into had 3 beds in there. And she lays me on the far left bed. I get settled, and they put a heated eye mask over my eyes. She starts the treatment. Her touch is not relaxing. Her touch is a little irritating because it's too soft, it's not therapeutic, and it's repetitive and quick. She is shampooing my hair in short, repetitive, light motions. Either she was in a hurry, unskilled, or checked out. I don't know. I'm laying there and I'm thinking, I am going to give it a little bit longer. Then she starts doing this thing on my neck where she's coming up my neck. And I've received lots of massages, and I know some of you are massage therapists. Lasandra, if you're listening right now, girl, hello? My inner voice is saying, stop. I have an eye mask on, but I can hear other people coming in on those other head spa tables next to me. I hear cabinets closing, hot rocks shuffling together. I hear their conversations. I'm using a very simple example to show you how spirit communicates. It starts to build because you need to set a boundary, and it gets unbearable so that you say something. So then, you know how when you have a bathtub and the water gets too high and the drain starts slurping? The head spa bowl is slurping in my ear. Plus her touch is irritating. Plus I can hear all these conversations and noise. So I can't really relax in my body. And then a machine starts beeping. Beep, 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 beep. I'm not talking about a 15-second beep. It's minutes. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, that's it. Tap out. That's it. Can't do it. And I know that there's other clients there. And again, I try to be really considerate. I just said, what is that noise? I took off my little eye mask. I looked up. I said, what is that noise? She said, oh, I don't know. I said, actually, can we wrap this up? I don't want to do anything else. She's thinking that I'm just upset over the noise. No, everything about this was irritating. It was my soul's way of saying, get comfortable saying this isn't aligned right from the beginning. Why do you have to stick it out and suffer? It's not enjoyable. I wasn't rude. I was really kind. And they shouldn't have charged me at all, but they did charge me half price. I said, okay, this was just a lesson of how hard does it have to get? How much do you have to suffer before you take care of yourself? So it was kind of funny. And my hairstylist is a friend of mine. We had an appointment in a few days. She messages me and says, this is the same day. I got hurt and I can't take any clients for 5 weeks. There's another stylist in her salon that can take me. And I'm okay with that. I go to the person that she recommends. I'm sitting in her chair and I notice that the way she is highlighting my hair and foiling it doesn't seem right, but I'm not an expert. So she has a different way of doing it. So I'm just going to sit and be quiet and be polite. She bleached the front in a crooked pattern. And I'm not kidding you. When I went to pull my hair up, I literally had a crooked skunk stripe. I'm not kidding. Listen to me. I had a crooked skunk stripe. I had to go to the gym like this because I'm not going to miss the gym over something like that. My stylist had texted me and said, how was your hair appointment? I said, oh, it's okay for now until you feel better, because I don't want to put any pressure on her. I wanted to get well. When I woke up the next morning and saw that I had a crooked skunk stripe, nope. So I took a picture and sent it to her and said, girl, I have a crooked skunk stripe. What? Oh my gosh. She was fabulous. She said, come in today. I'm going to fix it. The only way they could fix it is to darken it. My hair does not hold color, so it is going to rinse out weird, but we had to do what we had to do. And there's a reason for it. She was thinking to herself, let me not send my other foil clients to her because she's going to ruin it. So there's a greater purpose, but it was about my soul saying, advocate for yourself. We are in that season, and I could go on and on. It has been laughable how many things have come up. I'm sharing that to say it is in the everyday experiences in the everyday life that our soul is speaking to us. We're in earth school. We are learning. It doesn't always have to be some grand thing. It's in the everyday. It's in the day-to-day. Then I get the YouTube trolls. They come in clusters. I always know that I have a big upgrade coming when YouTube trolls happen. It's been interesting this year because in a few instances, it's been people that I have actually helped privately. And all of a sudden, there are these volatile trolls. And that shows me we're not in alignment. Trolling me is just creating more misery for yourself. I know that. So when I see it, first of all, you just get blocked, reported, and deleted every single time without exception. But it's showing me how even my healing practice is advancing to a level where I'm choosing who I work with. As we evolve, our clients should also evolve. You can't stay in alignment with people who are stuck in an old paradigm. This is what happens at the end of a cycle. These experiences might seem random, but they all carry the same message. Honor your boundaries, listen to your body, trust your knowing, take care of yourself. My emotional body and my physical body this past year has been screaming for rest, to be heard, to enjoy myself more, to honor my inner circle, my personal boundaries, spend time with people who rejuvenate me, who I feel replenished with, not the ones that always drag me down or feel like I'm working all the time. I share those stories to invite you to think about the things that have been building and what is the inner message. You might notice where you're over accommodating, where you're absorbing too much. The 9 moments require a firmer no, a quicker pause, a clearer boundary. It is sharpening, and you might feel that as well. We're crossing into this 1 year. It's fresh, forward, directional. It's initiative, it's independence, it's courage, it's identity. All those things are coming in, and you can already feel this influence happening. There's a blending. And I just want to bring your attention to that because it does feel intense. It is intense. Even I'm feeling closure and inspiration at the same time. I've got fresh ideas mixed with fatigue from this previous year. I'm not booking any more clients this year. I'm giving myself a little bit of a rest because I've been too busy. We came back from the furlough. I had a house guest during a big portion of furlough that was a bit of a mess. I need rest and I need to close out this year and honor myself. My schedule tends to be so booked. I need to be kinder to myself and my energy because the private session pool has been pretty intense because everyone's going through so much, including me. If you all remember, the person that I work with had to take a pause this year. So that was an initiation as well because I don't have that support person. I became the support person. It's a call to step into something new. So you might feel this sense of being done, but also ready. It's a weird energy. New sparks showing up, old patterns are still wrapping up. So what I wanted to offer as we are closing out December and moving into January, listen to your emotional body. It speaks clearly in a 9-year. If something feels off, honor it. There's a gentle release happening, light decluttering, clearing conversations, stepping back from draining dynamics. Think about, as we're going into the first of the year, choosing a new identity statement. Like, who am I becoming? I am someone who listens to those quiet whispers of my emotions, of my soul, of my body that want rest. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. I give a lot and I work a lot. I need to pour back into myself as much as I'm pouring into everyone else. We all need those recalibration resets and that rest. 1 years are about movement and 1 year's reward movement. The other thing that I've been called to do, and I've noticed a lot of people without consciously choosing it, is I want to pull in a little bit and rest. I want to give myself my schedule back as much as I can so that I can recalibrate. It's been a lot. I notice if I am trying to overextend myself in this season that I'm in, I feel an inner squeeze. That's my soul crying out saying, we're overworking. I don't want to do it. And I've started to listen to that and honor that. I need time to focus on my physical body, emotional body, rest, do my own reflection, showing up here with you all. It's a calling, and I need to honor that within myself. So with that, let's go into a healing. I'm going to cut all those old cords. Let's leave that 9-year energy. I want to cleanse you and help you to finish out this year with clarity. So you can uncross your arms and legs. I will turn the healing on. And And so it is. As the 9 cycle completes, notice what feels finished. Notice what feels ready to begin. Or you may not see it yet. That's okay. Just honor what is finished. That's what this energy is calling us to do. We're bridging our next chapter. And these moments, these instances are shaping who you are becoming in your next chapter. So it's a gift, even though it feels like chaos. That is all I have. I want to wish you a beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.